When the world of pickups was shifting, Ford made a bold move that changed automotive history forever. The year was 1975. Gas prices were rising. America was transforming. And Ford introduced something revolutionary, the F-150, designed to bridge the gap between light-duty and heavy-duty trucks. It became more than a workhorse. It became a national symbol of strength, reliability, and pride. With a tougher frame, powerful V8 options, and a new sense of identity, the sixth-generation F-Series turned utility into heritage. From construction sites to suburban driveways, the 1973 to 1979 Ford F-150 redefined what a pickup could be, and America never looked back. It wasn't just born to haul, it was born to lead. This is the story of the truck that built its own legacy, the Ford F-150. The year was 1973, and the American automotive world was about to change forever. Gas prices were rising, the economy was unpredictable, and automakers were being forced to rethink everything they knew about power and performance. Yet, in the midst of chaos, Ford saw opportunity, an opportunity to redefine the American pickup. At that time, the F-Series had already built a reputation as the dependable workhorse of the nation. But the world was evolving. Farmers, tradesmen, and suburban families all needed something tougher. A truck that could tow, haul, and still look stylish in the driveway. This need would give birth to a new legend, the Ford F-150. 1973, the foundation of a new era. Ford launched the sixth generation of the F-Series for 1973 with confidence and precision. The truck featured an all-new frame designed to handle heavier payloads while maintaining a smoother ride. Engineers incorporated stronger cross members and refined suspension geometry. It wasn't just about raw strength, it was about intelligent design. Ford also began shifting its focus toward corrosion resistance. Earlier F-Series models were notorious for rust issues, especially in the Midwest and northern states. The 1973 redesign introduced galvanized body panels and improved sealing techniques. These weren't glamorous upgrades, but they meant a longer life, something every truck owner valued. Inside, the 1973 F-Series received a modest yet impactful interior update. The dashboard was functional and durable, featuring larger gauges and improved visibility. Customers could choose between the Custom, Ranger, and Ranger XLT trims, each adding comfort, chrome, and convenience. The lineup included the F-100, F-250, and F-350 models, but a gap remained, a sweet spot between light-duty and heavy-duty, and in a few short years, Ford would fill it with a truck that changed everything. 1974, the precursor to a revolution. The oil embargo of 1970 sent shockwaves across America. Fuel economy suddenly became a national conversation. For years, pickup trucks had been judged by horsepower and torque. But now customers wanted better mileage and efficiency. Ford engineers faced a dilemma: how to make a stronger truck that also met stricter emissions standards and fuel demands. This was the year that Ford began developing a new concept, a truck positioned between the F-100 and F-250. It would be stronger than the light-duty model, but not as heavy as the big haulers. It needed to carry loads efficiently without crossing into commercial territory. This idea set the stage for what would soon be called the F-150. Behind closed doors at Ford's Dearborn headquarters, the new model was being engineered to comply with upcoming federal regulations on gross vehicle weight ratings (GVWR). The F-100 would struggle to meet these due to its lower weight class, and the F-250 was simply too heavy-duty for most consumers. The middle ground was the answer: a truck that didn't compromise. 1975. The birth of the F-150 in 1975. The world met the Ford F-150, and it instantly made history. Marketed as built for tough, the new truck stood out for its capability and refinement. The F-150's frame was beefier than the F-100's, but lighter than the F-250's, offering the perfect balance. It featured reinforced suspension mounts, thicker steel in critical areas, and more durable axles. Buyers could choose from a variety of engines: the 240 and 300 cubic inch inline sixes, and the 360, 390, and 460 cubic inch V8 South, whether for farming, construction, or daily work. The F-150 had an option for everyone. What made the F-150 truly special, though, was its durability and comfort. Ford realized that customers were beginning to use their trucks not only for work, but also for personal and recreational activities. Families were towing boats, camping trailers, and off-road toys. The truck evolved from a tool to a companion. Sales surged. The F-150 quickly outperformed the F-100, leading to the older model's gradual phase-out. By the late 1970s, the F-150 had become the star of Ford's lineup, and it would remain so for decades to come. 1976. A year of refinement and dominance. The 1976 model year didn't bring dramatic styling changes, but Ford fine-tuned the formula. Engineers worked on ride quality and sound insulation, making the F-150 more refined than ever. For the first time, Ford began using computerized design processes to model frame stress and improve durability. In advertisements, Ford proudly declared that their trucks were tested tougher than ever. They showed footage of trucks pulling trains, climbing steep grades, and crossing deserts, imagery that cemented the F-150's legend. This was also the year that Ford surpassed Chevrolet in truck sales for the first time in a decade. The F-Series, led by the F-150, became America's best-selling pickup, a title it would never relinquish. 1977, the year of the American icon. By 1977, the Ford F-150 had achieved what few vehicles ever could: mainstream cultural status. This was the era of CB radios, denim jackets, and country music, and Ford trucks fit the lifestyle perfectly. The company's marketing celebrated the working man's reward, capturing the heart of blue-collar America. Mechanically, Ford introduced key updates to improve drivability. The 400 cubic inch V8 became a popular option, and new transmission choices improved fuel efficiency. The interiors saw more luxury, including padded dashboards, wood grain accents, and optional air conditioning, features unheard of in a truck just a few years earlier. The exterior styling became boxier and bolder, reflecting American strength. The rectangular headlights, larger grille, and cleaner lines gave the truck a modern, authoritative look. By the end of 1977, the Ford F-150 wasn't just a vehicle, it was a statement. It symbolized pride, endurance, and the American dream on four wheels. 1978. Strength through evolution. In 1978, Ford gave the F-Series another update, introducing new body mounts and interior ergonomics. This was also the year Ford released a special Ranger Lariat trim, an early indicator of how luxury would become integral to the truck market. It featured plush seats, sound insulation, and chrome detailing that made it look more like a premium sedan than a utility truck. Off-road capability also improved, with the 4x4 variants gaining revised transfer cases and locking hubs. As off-roading became a national pastime, Ford's engineering aligned perfectly with consumer demand. By now, the F-150 was outselling everything in its path. It wasn't just popular in rural America, it was becoming a household name in suburbs and cities. People admired it for its mix of power, reliability, and undeniable style. 1979. The end of an era, the start of a legacy. The 1979 model year marked the final chapter of the sixth generation, and it went out in style. Ford refreshed the front end with a redesigned grille and trim packages. But the real story lay beneath the surface: refined emissions controls, better safety standards, and improved durability testing. Ford's continuous innovation proved that progress and performance could coexist. The F-150 had now become more than a pickup. It was a cultural icon, representing hard work, perseverance, and freedom throughout its production run. From 1973 to 1979, over 2 million F-Series trucks were sold. Ford had found the perfect recipe: engineering excellence blended with American spirit. The F-150 was not just born, it was crowned king of the road. It would go on to lead Ford into the 1980s and beyond, continuously evolving, but never losing the toughness and integrity that defined it from the start. Even today, collectors and enthusiasts look back at the 1973 to 1979 F-Series as the trucks that started the legacy. With their squared lines, V8 rumble, and timeless design, they remain symbols of an era when America built its strength on wheels.